Morgan Freeman, welcome to this show. It's an honor to have you here. It truly is.
It's a pleasure to be here, I gotta tell you.
Every man, woman, and child on this earth is a time traveler. Question? You just say a certain year, month, and day. But around the world, we reckon time differently. Like it or not, we're all being shot relentlessly forward. Is that he speaks to you. Yeah. That's one of the things that makes him extraordinary. Did time begin when the universe began? Or did it start some other way?
Throughout his career, Morgan Freeman has spoken about the sensitive topics of race and racism on various public platforms. In several interviews and appearances, he shared his insightful thoughts on race relations, equality, and the need for education to break down racial barriers. Today, we explore the same. 60 Minutes interview. Morgan Freeman is known for his eloquent speech and outspokenness on issues of race and discrimination. One of his most famous interviews regarding these topics was with Mike Wallace on 60 Minutes in 2005. Wallace asked Freeman whether he thought Black History Month was a good idea. Freeman's response was both unexpected and powerful. He did not believe in the concept of Black History Month, as he saw it as a form of segregation. He argued that Black history is American history and should be taught and celebrated as such. His statement was met with widespread attention and agreement from many who believe that celebrating Black history should not be confined to just 1 month of the year. Freeman's comments sparked a national conversation about the importance of recognizing and celebrating the contributions of Black Americans throughout history. The interview was a wake-up call for many people who hadn't thought about this issue before. Freeman's voice has been instrumental in bringing attention to the need for greater equality and understanding in our society. Freeman's outspokenness on these topics is part of what makes him so admired by people around the world. He's used his platform to raise awareness about the ongoing struggles of discrimination and the need for greater inclusivity. Freeman's dedication to these issues has inspired many to take action and work toward a more just and equitable society. In the years since his interview with Wallace, Freeman has continued to speak out on issues of race and discrimination. He's been a vocal advocate for education and understanding, recognizing that these are the key ingredients to breaking down the barriers that divide us. Freeman's legacy will continue to inspire generations to come, reminding us all of the power of our voices in the fight for justice and equality.
Like it or not, we're all being shot relentlessly forward. What if we could travel back to witness events in the distant past? Every man, woman, and child on this earth is a time traveler.
CNN's Through the Wormhole. Are we all bigots? This is the thought-provoking question that Morgan Freeman poses in a season of Through the Wormhole with Morgan Freeman. The actor, who also serves as the host and executive producer of the show, delves into the topic of race and presents scientific data to understand how implicit bias affects our everyday decision-making. Freeman argues that no matter how open-minded we think we are, biases colour our judgments of others and lead us astray. He wonders when hate became hardwired into our brains, and if we're all born to discriminate against fellow humans. Freeman takes on these tough questions by featuring the thoughts and opinions of scientists working to unlock the subconscious links that determine our decision-making process. The Science Channel's Through the Wormhole series delves into a wide range of topics, from time travel to the existence of aliens. But this season, Freeman's team is digging deeper to expose the role of race in our own lives, especially in the aftermath of the unrest that has unfolded in Baltimore, Maryland, over the death of 25-year-old Freddie Gray.
These moments in one's life usually will call for an entire litany of thank you. Is that he speaks to you. Yeah, that's one of the things that makes him extraordinary. And all of you, this is beyond honor. This is a place in history. Question? You just say a certain year, month, and day. But around the world, we reckon time differently.
The show features scientific research conducted by the Kirwan Institute for the Study of Race and Ethnicity, which may help us to better understand the role implicit bias plays in our judgments. Freeman hopes that this season of Through the Wormhole will spark dialogue and draw attention to our inclination towards subconscious bias. We're very sad about recent events that make this show so timely, said Bernadette McDade, Vice President of Production for Science Channel. What we're hoping is that by highlighting this inclination towards subconscious bias from the topics very much being discussed in the public forum, it'll draw attention to the fact that we are able to overcome that quick-fire bias. So there's a very hopeful message in the show. Freeman's thought-provoking question challenges us all to examine our own biases and prejudices, and to work toward a more just and equitable society. Through his powerful words and the scientific research presented on the show, Freeman reminds us that we have the power to overcome our biases and form judgments based on truth and understanding. The season of Through the Wormhole ignited important conversations and pushed us all to consider the role we play in shaping the world around us.
Was how he could take his role and sort of just shift sideways a little bit. But if we really want to know what time it is, we need to know when the cosmic clock started to tick. Who he was at all times. Yep. That's good stuff, Did time begin when the universe began? Or did it start some other way?
AARP's Dinner with Don. During a meal with comedian Don Rickles, Morgan Freeman expressed his perspective on racism, comedy, and the use of humor to tackle and disarm racism. He shared his belief that humor could be used as a tool to confront and disarm racism, highlighting the importance of confronting the issue head-on. He also talked on various occasions that racism is a human condition, and that it can never be eliminated from the face of the earth completely. Human beings are inherently like this. If it gets removed in one form, it will emerge in another form. This issue was specifically highlighted in the episode of his documentary Through the Wormhole, where he gathered scientific evidence of why these things will always be a part of the world. Morgan Freeman has been a prominent figure in the entertainment industry for decades, using his platform to address issues of racism in society and within the industry itself. In a recent interview with the Sunday Times, Freeman shared his thoughts on various topics related to race and identity. When asked about his previous comments, suggesting that the only way to stop racism was to stop talking about it, Freeman explained that he still held that belief, adding that racial consciousness only serves to perpetuate the problem. He went on to express his distaste for the concept of Black History Month, stating that it was an insult to relegate Black history to just 1 month out of the year. Freeman also took issue with the term African American, calling it an insult and arguing that black people have had many different titles throughout history. Despite his criticism, Freeman noted that he has seen progress in the entertainment industry when it comes to representation and diversity. He cited the inclusion of LGBTQ, Asian and interracial characters and relationships as evidence of this progress, saying that everyone is now represented on the screen. Freeman's comments are likely to spark debate and discussion among those who agree or disagree with his views. Some may see his perspective as outdated or dismissive of the ongoing struggles faced by marginalized communities, while others may appreciate his candidness and willingness to speak his mind. Regardless of one's opinion on Freeman's comments, it is clear that he remains a respected figure in the entertainment industry and a vocal advocate for social justice. By using his platform to raise awareness of important issues and promote positive change, Freeman has earned a reputation as a thoughtful and engaged participant in the ongoing conversation about race and identity in America. National Geographic's The Story of Us. The Story of Us with Morgan Freeman is a documentary television series hosted by the acclaimed actor Morgan Freeman. The show explores various aspects of human culture and society, seeking to understand what unites and divides us as a species. The series premiered on the National Geographic Channel in October 2017. Each episode of the show focuses on a different theme, such as love, war, freedom, and power. Freeman travels to different parts of the world, visiting historical landmarks, meeting with experts, and talking to everyday people to gain insight into each topic. Through his journeys, Freeman examines how different cultures and societies have approached each theme and seeks to identify common threads that unite us as a species. The series has received critical acclaim for its engaging and thought-provoking approach to exploring the human experience. Freeman's trademark calm and measured delivery, combined with stunning cinematography and excellent storytelling, make for an entertaining and enlightening viewing experience. There are episodes of The Story of Us with Morgan Freeman that touch upon issues of racism and discrimination. For example, in the episode titled The Power of Us.
Morgan Freeman, welcome to this show. It's an honor to have you here. It truly is.
It's a pleasure to be here, I gotta tell you. But other sailors will tell you that dolphins do come to play. They just come to play. What if they see you out there in the open ocean? Well, yes, you have noticed. It's really hard not to. These creatures are so fantastical.
Freeman explores the idea of power and its impact on society, including how power dynamics have been used to perpetrate racism and discrimination throughout history. In this episode, he speaks with activists and historians who share their perspectives on how power has been used to oppress marginalized communities. Another episode that touches upon racism and discrimination is The Fight for Peace, which examines the struggle for peace and justice in regions of the world torn apart by conflict and violence. In this episode, Freeman visits a community in Chicago that has been affected by gun violence, and he speaks with community members about their efforts to bring about change and promote peace. Overall, while racism and discrimination are not the primary focus of the series, they are addressed in some episodes, and the show seeks to promote understanding and empathy across cultures and communities. 2018, CNN's Town Hall. Morgan Freeman is no stranger to discussing the controversial topic of race, and he's often shared his perspectives on issues related to diversity and representation in the film industry. In a town hall discussion, Freeman delved into the hotly debated #OscarsSoWhite controversy, offering his insights and opinions on the matter. As an actor and public figure with a significant platform, Freeman has used his voice to shine a light on the challenges faced by marginalized communities and to engage in conversations about racism and discrimination. His willingness to speak out on these important issues has made him a respected and influential figure in the ongoing struggle for social justice. Through his various public appearances and statements, Freeman has shown that he's not afraid to confront uncomfortable truths and challenge the status quo. Whether speaking to fellow actors, community members, or audiences at large, he has consistently shown himself to be a thoughtful and engaged participant in the ongoing conversation about race and inequality. That's all for this video, folks. See you next time.